Yo, what's going on, guys? So as you guys might know, there's an update coming to global Maplestory soon, and the patch notes just dropped for it, and looks like there's a ton of good stuff in it, and I'm so excited to share with you guys a quick summary of exactly what you can expect out of this update. So let's get right into it. So Maplestory is going to have their collab with Punch Man, but even if you're not a fan of Punch Man, there's a ton of good stuff in this patch for everybody, including a new epic dungeon, job skill changes, which is going to be huge for a lot of you, the Hunter Revamp, and much more to look forward to. Let's just jump right into the first thing, which is the new epic dungeon called Nightmare Paradise. Pretty chill's name actually, pretty chill's name. So basically what this is it's similar to High Mountain and Angler Company in that it's a new epic dungeon which you could start completing at level 280, and it's going to give you soul Erda and frags each week that you complete this epic dungeon. It's going to be comprised of 7 different stages where you fight the final boss in the last stage, so this is less stages than High Mountain and Angler Company, but we'll have to wait till after the patch to see how long each of these stages actually are. As for the rewards, for Heroic Worlds, you'll get EXP of course, as well as 2 soul Erdas and 70 soul Erda fragments compared to the 55 that you get from Angler Company. And Interactive Worlds looks like you only get 10 soul Erda fragments, but you have the option to pay Maple points in order to get bonus rewards out of the epic dungeon. One thing to note about this is that we're going to have 3 epic dungeons in the game after this patch, but you can only do 2 of them per week per account. I would recommend Angler Company and Nightmare Paradise as the 2 that you do, given that they give the most frags. Next up is probably what a lot of people are looking forward to. There are going to be a lot of general skill changes and class specific changes that they're implementing in the game. I'm not going to go through every single class, but I'll link the patch notes in the description so you can see what exactly changed for your class specifically. But I'm just going to quickly look at some of the changes for Zero, which is my main, just to see what general themes that you can expect out of these class changes. So one of the themes that you might notice is that a lot of toggles were now changed into passives. So gone is a time when you realize halfway through a boss that you forgot to turn on one of your main toggles. Another theme of these skill changes is going to be the action delay reductions. So as you can see here, Burst Step, Rolling Cross, Grand Rolling Cross, Rolling Assault, all these skills have had their action delays decreased by a specific amount of time. They're making it so that the animations will end a lot sooner for a lot of your skills so that you can react faster to the boss and also send out more of these same attacks in a given period of time. You'll also see across various skills that they updated some of the damage numbers. So for example, Rolling Cross here has had their damage numbers nerfed as well as a number of attacks decrease. But I wouldn't be discouraged if you see a decrease in damage for some of your skills, because due to the action delay reduction, you're able to send out more of those skills in a given amount of time. So definitely tune into your class's specific Discord servers where people will definitely be figuring out how much final damage each class lost or gained through this update. The last thing about skill changes that I want to quickly go through are these general skill changes here. So as you can see, they've also decreased action delay on some of these more general skills that a lot of classes use, including True Arachnid Reflection, which is the skill that you get from killing Will, as well as Solar Crest, which is a skill that you get from defeating Saren. They've also made it so that the general cost of sending out these skills are decreased. So as you can see here, they changed it so that it only costs 100 HP to be able to use some of these V-Matrix skills here. They also added more quality of life features to skills such as Weapon Aura, which has been increased from 89 seconds to a full 2 minutes. And I believe after this patch, you're also going to be able to add this skill to your pet auto buffs. So definitely some good quality of life features. If you're interested in any of these other skills that are changing, definitely take a look at the patch notes as well. Another great change that they're adding are changes to bosses and mobs, which is going to make it a lot more convenient and easy to defeat these bosses. So just to go through some of these changes here, for example, for Will, they're going to make it so that in P1, there's going to be a timer that tells you exactly when the FMA or test is going to happen. For Darknell and Varishilla, they're going to be decreasing the attack range of their attacks, so it's going to be easy to dodge some of their attacks. For Black Mage as well, they're adding countdown timers that tell you exactly when he's going to do specific attack patterns, which are going to make it easier to dodge those as well and look out for them. Another big change is that they're making calling a lot easier and a lot more accessible for a lot of players. So they're decreasing the amount of willpower that will be consumed when you die if you're in a solo or duo party. Also for P1, P2, and P3, they're going to be decreasing each of the perils' attack ranges, as well as making the attack patterns happen less frequently. The next big thing on this update is the Wild Hunter revamp, which I'm sure if you're a Wild Hunter main, you were definitely looking forward to this. So basically all of Wild Hunter's skills were revamped and changed with this update. As you can see, a lot of Wild Hunter skills were updated to match more of modern Maplestory and updated to these really cool Jaguar animations that you can see here. So this is definitely going to be a class that you want to check out after this update. These are going to be the new 6 job skills for Wild Hunter. You can see the Origin on the left and the Ascent skill on the right. I think they both look really cool. I especially love the Origin and how the Jaguar kind of pounces on and attacks the boss. I think that's a really cool change. So this is definitely going to be a class I'm going to get to 6 job and potentially turn it into a Legion champ as well. To help out Wild Hunters during this event, they're adding this Redux Event Savage, which gives you really good rewards just for playing your Wild Hunter and defeating 1,000 mobs each day. So after you defeat 1,000 mobs, you can click this check-in and it will give you a set amount of rewards each of these days from day 1 to day 10. And to start off this event, you'll also be able to get this Hyperburn coupon, which will give you 5 levels every time you level to make it easier to get your Wild Hunter to 260. As you can see here, they're going to give a ton of good rewards like Soul Urda and various fragments that you can use to level up your Hexa Mastery skills, as well as general cosmetic items in the bottom that you could give to your other characters as well. I'm definitely going to be going for the day 10 Jaguar ring coupon, which actually turns you into a little Jaguar in the game. And I think it'd be funny to use that on one of your Wild Hunters so that you can fight as a Jaguar alongside your actual Jaguar in the game. I think that'd be pretty funny. Here you can see some of the cosmetic items that you'll be able to get by checking in each day, which includes the little Ashley pet, as well as some faces and hairs, and this really cool unit damage skin as well. And definitely a cool way of obtaining Wild Hunter items, including this illusion ring that I was talking about earlier that turns you into a little Jaguar. Additionally, using the Hyperburninator will allow you to unlock rewards as you level your Wild Hunter. You can use this Hyperburninator on any Wild Hunter character that is level 258 and below, in case you have an existing Wild Hunter that you just want to get to 260. As you unlock more and more levels, you'll be able to unlock that specific level's rewards, which gives you stuff such as level 10 symbols, node stones, special rings, and equipment that will help you just speed up your progression. Just keep in mind that if you've already reached a certain level when you activate the Hyperburninator, you'll no longer be able to claim all the previous levels rewards. So let's say you use the Hyperburninator on an existing Wild Hunter that you had that was already level 238, for example. You'll no longer be able to claim the level 235 rewards or anything before that as well. So just keep that in mind before you use the Hyperburninator on your Wild Hunter. Another cool cosmetic item that you can receive is this celebration gift, which you can get by talking to the Maple administrator after the patch drops, where you'll be able to claim one of these Jaguars as a mount that you can use in the game and ride around. Next up is the meat of this update, which is the One Punch Man Collab. So I'm actually really excited about this event. So how this works is there will actually be a special world separate from whatever server that you play in, where you'll be able to make One Punch Man or Saitama and you can play on him. So if you're not familiar with the franchise, this is how One Punch Man looks. He has this shiny signature bald head, and basically his whole thing is that he's able to one-shot all of his enemies with a single punch. As you level up Saitama and play him more, you'll be able to unlock specific skills that just help you get stronger, and there'll be a ton of rewards in the game that help you level up and defeat bosses, so no need to worry about anything. Your progression with Saitama will be super fast in this special world. There's also going to be these exploration missions, which you can get naturally just by leveling up and playing the game and progressing your Saitama character, which will give you a ton of rewards that will help you progress throughout this special world and make your progression really easy. The thing that most people are probably going to care about is how your main world will benefit from you playing Saitama. So these are some of the rewards on screen that you can see you'll be able to obtain by completing some of these exploration missions. So you can get VIP boosters, Sword Fragment Selector coupons, some Bright Cubes, I think one of the best rewards from this update is this finishing attack effect coupon, which is basically an effect on the boss that will show up as you defeat it. So it's going to make the boss disintegrate into a bunch of pixels once you defeat the boss, and you can apply this in your main world. So this is definitely something that's worth going for if you care about this stuff. There's also going to be this regular check-in event that we're all used to, where you can check in daily and 3 times weekly to get specific rewards. And you can see some of the rewards that we'll be getting here, including Luxana coupons, Forex coupons, and more. So definitely something easy that you can do each day and each week to get just some additional rewards to help out your progression. Another event that's part of the One Punch Man collab is this virtual combat system where you'll be able to play as Genos, which is one of the characters in One Punch Man. And it's kind of like a dungeon-esque game where you fight the Deep Sea King. And after completing specific missions within the dungeon, you're able to get rewards for both the special world where you play Saitama, as well as your normal world that you play on. There's also going to be a Punch King event. And if you're not sure what Punch King is, it's an event where you have 2 minutes to do as much damage as possible. And based on how much damage you do, you get a specified number of coins and amount of EXP. So the more damage you do, the better rewards that you can get from this Punch King. This is always a really good source of EXP, so definitely recommend doing it on your strongest and main character. And you can only do this 1 time a week, so make sure to do it on the character that you want the EXP on as well. The last thing I want to touch on is this HeroesAppear event, which is a full map attack skill that will happen every 250 enemies that you defeat near your level, and gives you a burst of EXP and just clears the entire map. So definitely a good source of EXP while you're grinding. So as you can see, the various One Punch Man characters will pop up on your screen and do their full map attack and grant you some EXP. So here's Tatsumaki's full map attack, here's King and his King engine, as well as Genos and his incineration beam. So definitely cool ways of making your grind sessions more engaging. Finally, as with every event, there are going to be some coin shops where you can spend some of your coins as you go throughout the event. So as you can see, there are some progression-based stuff such as 3x coupons, cubes, and potential scrolls. And if you've participated in a Maplestory event before, you can tell that these rewards are very, very similar to ones we've had in the past. There's also going to be a specific coin shop for the coins that you get from the Punch King, so you can get VIP selector coupons, more 3x coupons, circulators, and symbol selector coupons. And there's also going to be a Meso shop as well, where you can purchase some cosmetic related items. Usually I steer away from Meso shops. I recommend you do the same unless there's something in there that you really, really like. And finally, the last thing in this update is the Sunny Sunday schedule. So we're finally getting a Magnificent Soul event, and that's also going to come with a Root event. The week after that, there's going to be a 30% reduction in item destruction. So this is definitely a good time to Star Force your items for sure. The week after that, there's going to be more EXP based events in the game. And then the week following that, on April 12th or April 11th reset time, there's going to be Shining Star Force, which is a 30% reduced chance of item destruction, along with 30% off the Meso cost of Star Force enhancement. So definitely another great event where you'll be able to save both money and have a higher chance of your item reaching that coveted 22 stars. And finally, the last Sunny Sunday that we're going to have is 2XO Urda, which is actually really good if you want to craft more Hexa boosters or if you're energy gated from leveling up your Hexa skills. And also another Rune event. So this last Sunny Sunday will also be great for gaining additional EXP. And that about wraps up this update. A lot of good things to look forward to. I want you guys to put in the comments exactly what you're looking forward to, and I hope this video helped you out. But again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you during one of my streams.